Hello and welcome. Today I'd like to do a book review, something very special. Just take a look at this book. It's called Parlor Tricks, and it's by these two gentlemen, Morgan and West. Let me tell you just a little bit about these two guys. I saw them years ago for the very first time, and I just fell in love because they were a steampunk act, and I'm a steampunk fan. We're going back to, I really didn't get the exact year, but it was somewhere around 2010. The first Steampunk World's Fair ever was held in New Jersey, and I went. They were expecting roughly 3,000 people. 7,000 people showed up. They had no rooms. They ran out of food. It was unbelievable, but it was a great weekend. So I'm a steampunk fan. I've been a steampunk fan for years. When I saw these guys come onto the scene, I thought, this is the best. Now, I haven't seen every act, okay? But as far as the acts that I've seen, this is the best steampunk act I have ever seen. These guys are great magicians. They do a wonderful act. I recommend that you get anything that they put out. But very recently, let me check on the date here. Take a look at this book, though. I mean, I'm a book fan. You probably know that if you watch this channel. I advocate for books. This is one gorgeous book. It's hardbound. It is published by Vanishing Ink. And the year is 2020, so it's brand new. Vanishing Ink. Now, when you purchase this book, you will also receive a link. Let me see if the link is actually in here. I'm not sure that it's in the book. I'm not sure exactly where I came by. Oh, here it is. There's the link. Watch the full show at this link. So they give you a link to go and watch the entire show. By the way, this book is about every trick in their act. Their act is 90 minutes long. And you can go to that link, you can watch the entire act. Now here's a criticism, and this is the only criticism I'm going to make of this particular work. Most of the time, when I make a purchase, and I get a link, and I go to the link, most of the time, I can download the video, the instruction or whatever it might be. In this case, I was not able to download the act. I would have loved to have done that. Now, it's not an explanation. It's not like a lecture. It's not like a penguin lecture, something like that. What you're seeing is the entire act performed before a live audience. And it's a wonderful thing to watch. And I sat there thoroughly entertained for 90 minutes watching this thing. So, I mean, the link itself, in my opinion, is worth the price of the book just to see their act. They call it Parlor Tricks. And they do this act in front of a live audience, and it's just fantastic magic. So you're going to love the magic, but then you get this book that explains not only every trick that you've seen performed, but the background information for that effect, how it came about, how it fits into the act. I just absolutely love it. So I wanted to share with you a few things out of this book. This, by the way, is an image of their set. These guys create this Victorian parlor. Morgan and West create this Victorian parlor experience for their audience. Now, the venue that you get to see on the video is a small theater, but on the stage they've created this this spectacular Victorian set. You just have to see it to kind of drink in how gorgeous it is. And their act, of course, they're in period costume. They present themselves as time travelers, which a lot of steampunks do. So they really present themselves as Victorian people and out of the Victorian age. But I wanted to share with you a little bit about their background. Here it is, the second paragraph, who we are, Morgan and West. We met as students at Oxford University. Now, if you go to their website, they're telling you that they met in the 1800s, in the late 1800s. Actually, they attended Oxford University together. Rice had a degree in physics, and Rob's degree is in chemistry. I just thought that was fascinating. So these guys are hard scientists, and they bring some of that didactic method, if you will, the scientific method to their performance and to their development of material. And it kind of comes through in this book. I love this paragraph over here. It says, the vast majority of our early career in magic involved us doing our shows anywhere we could, to any audience that would pay to see us, no matter how strange the setting. Now, I really reckon, you've got to perform. And down here they say the best way to improve an act is to perform it a lot and to try and fix the things that don't work. When you watch their act, folks, you're going to see a polished, professional act. If you're a steampunk fan, all the better. If you're not a steampunk fan, that's okay, because their magic is the very best. How to use this book. This reminds me a little bit of the Dummies series, how to do such and so for dummies, because they give you this explanation here. They give you the effect, the props that you're going to need, the preparation that you're going to need to do, the method, and then they give a discussion of the history and the philosophy behind the act. I just think that is fantastic. So in this opening chapter here, The House is Now Open, they talk about the music that the audience hears as they enter the theater. They talk about the set design and what went into the set design. They give you that information. Then they get into the effects, and they go through each effect. The first effect is the restarting bottle or the multiplying bottle effect. It's a classic effect. It was one that was presented by Denny Haney in his act and by many, many people in their act, and they acknowledge that in their discussion of this particular effect. Again, I love the photographs. You can see it's a richly illustrated book. It is, the descriptions are the very best. They give you their entire pattern and routine laid out extremely well, and then they talk about the philosophy behind the effect and how it fits into the act. So I got to tell you, folks, I would be a fan of Morgan and West if they were just performers and I just got to see them as an audience member. I'd be a huge fan. They've marketed a number of effects that I've purchased, and I have those. They have a two-person code act, which is absolutely excellent. There's kind of a photograph of it here. That's not in the book, by the way. It's a separate marketed item. They have a cards across, which is excellent. But when I saw this come out, and by the way, I purchased it directly from Vanishing Ink. Just a few words about Vanishing Ink. I'm an advocate of using your local dealer. I believe in keeping the brick and mortar shop viable. But there are actually three online dealers that I frequent. One is Alakazam in the UK. The other is Penguin. And then the other one is Vanishing Magic or Vanishing Ink. I haven't, over a period of time, they have put out, now I'll tell you why you gravitate towards some dealers, because they put out exclusives, all right? Now Vanishing Ink, when they market something, just like Alakazam, when Alakazam markets and Vanishing Ink markets, they'll sell through Penguin or they'll sell through your local dealer, so you can get this through your local dealer if you want to. I have started doing business directly with Vanishing Ink just because I like them, and because I think that when a dealer has gone to the expense and trouble of offering something exclusive to the magic market, I think we owe it to them to deal directly with them for that particular item. So this is a Vanishing Ink publication. One of the things that I really like about this, if you get into the discussion of the magic and the philosophy. Now here's something that I think a lot of magicians miss, maybe in the literature, but when you get a magic book, I would much rather have a discussion about the history of an effect, how the effect fits into the act, the philosophy that went into their presentation, what they perceive to be the strengths and weaknesses of the effect. I'd much rather have a conversation about that than about method, because the philosophy that undergirds everything that we do as performers is so important. This book shines in that area. I would say that it offers one of the most intelligent, thoughtful discussions of the philosophy behind routining that I have ever encountered in any book. And that is why I'm sitting here recommending it to you today. Parlour Tricks by Morgan and West is a graduate course in putting an act together. Now, the focus of this book is parlor and stage. If you're a close-up performer, a lot of the philosophies, a lot of the discussion about magic in general is going to apply to you because it's about routining, it's about selecting effects, the thought process that goes into selecting effects, how those effects should be put into your show, where they should fit into your show, how to transition from one effect to the other. All of that material is in here, and to me, this is one of the best purchases I have made in 2020, perhaps in the last 10 years. I have thoroughly enjoyed the book. I thoroughly enjoy Morgan and West. As I said before, it's worth it just to get a look at their act. So please visit Vanishing Ink. Take a look at this. Consider getting it. I think it's fantastic. Folks, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate that you're here. I appreciate that you watch. I love your comments. You know I do, because every time you comment, I will write back. So please comment down below. Please subscribe. I will see you next time. Thank you so much.